Hey everyone, I am back. Hopefully you can see me here today. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. This is, the lighting is pretty bad, but nonetheless, thanks for those who are joining today. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. If you are brand new to Mental Health Moment, welcome, welcome. We're here. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. And for those of you tuning back in on the replay on Dr. Nekeshia Hammond, welcome, welcome. I am obviously in a car today. So for those of you new, I am not normally doing Mental Health Moment in the car. But sometimes my schedule, I just don't know where I'm going to be sometimes Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it seems like. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. I am in Texas right now for the holidays with family, doing some family stuff, but I wanted to take a quick break and make sure that I hopped on this mental health moment with you all. I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, but as I mentioned today, I'm in Texas, and especially for the first timers, we are here talking all things mental health and wellness. As you know, of course, we're talking all things gratitude and continuing on that. So for those of you who were here last week on Mental Health Moment, I gave you guys a challenge, and if you weren't here, it's okay. I'm going to repeat really quick what the challenge was. But it was something that I learned from Jay Shetty at a conference I was at recently, and I saw him speak, who was outstanding. And he gave us a challenge, so I gave you guys this challenge last week, which is to, for 7 days, for a week, to every day thank two people. One is someone personally in your life, and the other is someone professionally in your life. And really take note of when you express this gratitude, like, what does it do for you, right? And you might not know because that person may not say it, but it really does something for someone else to hear thank you as well. But what does it do for you, right? So that was the challenge last week, to spend the week thinking about, again, each day, someone personally and someone professionally, like, who would you thank, and seeing how you feel. And it really makes a difference, because what starts happening is you start to train your brain to look for things to be grateful for. And it's such a great thing. Many of you, well, for the people who are not new here tonight or today, you might know that I started a gratitude practice last year. Just really, really, really changed my life. I want to share gratitude again today, extended gratitude on today's mental health moment, because, of course, this Thursday is Thanksgiving. For those of you who celebrate, it's coming up a couple days here. And I think it feels like a lot of times during Thanksgiving, if you're spending time with friends or family or whomever it is, that is really a time when we think about gratitude. We think about, maybe you go around the table, maybe you say what you're grateful for, maybe you say it to yourself, or really it's just this time, this season of gratitude. But I want you to remember, whatever it is that you do for Thanksgiving, if you celebrate Thanksgiving for gratitude, remember that this is not just a day, right? So make sure that in the way that works for you, you're continuing your gratitude journey, not just on Thanksgiving, right? But all the other days of the year too. And so I want to remind you all, not only to be expressing your gratitude to people personally, professionally. It doesn't even have to take a lot of time, you all. It's really about how you can express gratitude in the way that brings you joy also. So for me, I still love my old school thank you notes. So I still do that some of the time for different people in my life. I love telling people, right? I love, like, speaking it and saying it. For you, you might be like, no, I don't necessarily want to say it. I just want to text it, or I just want to write it, or I just, want to send an email, or however it is that you can express this gratitude to these people in your life. Reminding you all, take the time to really think about, reflect for yourself, right? What are you grateful for, right? But also, how can you express that gratitude to others around you right now? Well, not just this year, but through many, many holidays, there's a lot of people who are hurting. So even though what you may see on social media, shoot, if you go into any stores right now, they're already, like, having Christmas decorations out before Thanksgiving, which is so wild to me. But nonetheless, things can look happier on the surface. You may be seeing Christmas decorations in stores. You may be seeing people preparing for things online and holidays and all that sort of thing. But I also want to remind you that especially as a mental health professional, remind you that the holidays can be a really, really difficult time for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of anniversaries around this time of just loss. Frankly, there's just a lot of difficulties. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of troubles, and all these sorts of things are happening to people. So I share this with you to remind you that it sounds so basic, but it's so powerful, you all. When you express your gratitude to someone else, you never know what that person was going through that day or that week. They may not have shared that with you, but when they feel like someone cared about them, like that can be life changing for someone. So I really, really want you to remember the power of gratitude for yourself and for those who you're expressing gratitude to. And remember, again, this is gratitude really is in two parts. Like we think about, or maybe you think about like, oh, what am I grateful for? My friends, my family, my health, which are important, right? But what else are you grateful for? Are you constantly in the mindset to be like, hey, what is something I can find to be thankful for today? Right. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Personally and professionally, I will tell you, it is hard some days. Like if whatever season you're in, you may be in a joyous season, you may be in a dark season, or somewhere in between. But certain times it's hard. It's hard to be like, oh, I'm in a spirit of gratitude, and you're like, man, I feel like my life is falling apart. Right? That's hard. I get that personally and professionally. But when you reach the point where you can find something to be grateful for, especially, I should say, especially in the midst of the struggles, of the hard times, of feeling tired, of feeling fatigued, of feeling burned out, when you can learn how to find that spirit of gratitude, it's really, really, it can be really, really life changing. So that's why I encourage for you to be thinking about what are you grateful for, looking for things around you to be grateful for, getting into that mindset. So even though you have whatever challenge you're going through, you still are finding ways to be grateful. The other thing I want to share, as I mentioned before, loss around this time it's a lot. Loss comes in many different forms, whether it's loss of a relationship, loss of a person through death, loss of a person through moving, like transitioning, financial difficulties. Like this is holiday season can be a really heavy time for those type of things. So again, just doing your best to remember that, hey, let me still find a way to have gratitude in my life, even if I say, man, thank you. Well, thank you to whoever you're thanking. For me, it's God. But again, we are open here on Mental Health Moment to every race, religion, ethnicity, belief system. So whomever it is for you, if you're thanking yourself or thanking a higher power, whatever you're thanking. But even if you're grateful for your life, right? The fact that you woke up, the fact that, if you have vision, if you can hear, like there's a lot of things we take for granted, you all. A lot of things we take for granted. But when you really sit and think about it, you're like, man, there's a lot to be grateful for. So for those of you just tuning in a couple days, you all, it'll be Thanksgiving, which is crazy, you all, that this year flew by. It seems like, especially this time of year. I like last week, I was like, wait a minute, it's already Thanksgiving. Like it's just so crazy, especially this month. Actually, it just seemed to fly by. But yes, but in 2 days again, we'll be in Thanksgiving time, Thanksgiving Day. Again, please remember that Thanksgiving, hopefully in your heart, is not just a day. So don't just take that one day to be like, oh, let me share all the things I'm grateful for with my family and friends, or you're posting what you're grateful for, or all of those sorts of things. Very important, but don't let that be the only day. Make this a spirit of gratitude in your heart. Make this a spirit of gratitude in your mind. Think about how can you grow emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually from having gratitude. There's research on this, you all. I'm not just making this up, right? It really does. It really can change your life. So I want you to remember that. If you all need me at any time, you can always reach out, drnekeshiahammond.com. I am going to start sharing some more information on that site. There's resources on there and events coming up and all those sorts of great things for 2024. But I'm going to put everything on the website. But I'll remind you all as I have more things added to the calendar next year here. I'll remind you all to go to the website and check that out because I know some of you have been asking. So nonetheless, have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, be blessed. have gratitude in your heart. Make a practice that works for you. Make sure you're remembering what you are grateful for and also extending that gratitude and sharing that gratitude, sharing that joy with others, because there's a lot of people right now that need to be uplifted and can be uplifted by you simply doing something free, which is telling them thank you and telling them what you're thankful for. This helps you and it helps them. So remember those things. I will be back probably. I don't think I'll be in a car next week. So I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably not in a car. Have an amazing week, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.